Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night. I am the Ravnos Archon. My name is Will, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. And all month long on the channel, we are fundraising for NBCF, which is the National Breast Cancer Foundation. If you're watching us live in chat, there's going to be a little link to show you what the NBCF is all about, helping to get people out to get mammograms and get tested, because the earlier you catch cancer, the easier it is to treat. And there's also a link that takes you to our donation site, which has been started by the McStabber Studios, which I hope you will go over there tomorrow to see my mage game as we go back to 1985 Miami for second season. But we're here for Vampire, and last we left off, we picked up on Friday, October 26th, which was several months after Thomas Reginald Hyde's coup of the city. Things have changed. We discussed the Primogen shift. We discussed the whole abandonment of West Salem. We discussed Erikson having cleaned up the last bar and kind of making it his domain, picking up a ghoul named Michelle Davenport, who shares his ability and presence. But luckily, Erikson does have at least one person that he can rely on as far as the Primogen is concerned, and that's Aisling McGinty, because she didn't change. The Bruja Primogen stayed as is. And once we established what was going on at the last call and how intimate Erikson and Andreas had been working to kind of get everything back up and running, how Sam had it, we met Gregory Allens, which is a ghoul of Gustav Vladikov Orsten, who came into the bar kind of big balls swinging with a manila envelope that had a little pen box in it, which Andreas found out had a woman's ring finger with the ring still attached, which turned out to be Erikson's wife's finger. A real interesting calling card to drop from the get. But they let Gregory go. They strapped some handguns to themselves, because that's what you do. And they took off to the address that they were given, which is the High Stakes Dining Club. Stakes written S-T-E-A-K-S, because let's not be above puns in this game. But they were taken upstairs to second floor that has 5 different private rooms. A set of double doors led to the Emperor's Suite, which is where Vladikov Orsten was kind of sitting with a small group, which he dismissed and kept Gregory in the room with him. Andreas was point man for this discussion, which was interesting, seeing our revered senator take a backseat to a social encounter. But he didn't mention that he's an acquaintance of Hyde, he's an acquaintance of Bartley, and that he doesn't really want Hyde in control of the city. And to that end, he has requisitioned the aid of our 2 coterie members, and which for he has paid in a gold bullion bar, which I did the math for the time period, and it looks like it's about 100 grand. So you guys are pretty set if you can find somebody to buy it. But we also got a glimpse at Sheriff Green being very romantic with a kind woman. Excuse me. What a familiar resemblance to Connie Eastworm. Erikson was a bit flustered after the meeting, but he ended up calling Mickey Blue Eyes, asked about Richard Thompson, tried to get information on the Vagabond, and tried to ask about Andrew Gibbons. And then he found out that there was this big hoopla about a big drug bust that kind of started at the bar and made its way over to the Elahi Country Club, where the evening of the Elysium took place. But the group shot over to the Vagabond, noticed that it was completely different to the last call. Very much more upscale. And as they made their way back to the rear of the establishment, Erikson saw a youngish man furiously typing at a desk in the office because the door was ajar. And before they could investigate the situation, Willow came out of the shadows and introduced herself, revealed that she had been following them and that she had been told if she needed a bull for a particular china shop, that she should reach out and contact them. They were told that this was in relation to her childer and herself, but her childer more than anything, and also that the job involved Andrew Givens. And we left off with Erikson accepting this job and setting them on course to hopefully, for the last time, deal with Andrew Givens. It's good to see you guys. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Storyteller, my man.
Yeah. So we're picking up right where we left off. Willow is there. You assume that Andreas is there as well, since you saw the door to the bathroom kind of open and close and no one go in or out. But she kind of smiles as you shake hands, accepting the deal. And she motions, perhaps we should go outside. I could pretend to smoke a cigarette if that helps. And she does take out a pack of Marlboros.
Sounds like a good idea. And I gesture my hand out towards the other side of the hallway. And please, lead the way.
She walks in front after a quick little nod, and she leads you outside. And you do see her kind of light up the cigarette.
As she's walking forward past me, I turn around, have no idea where Andreas is, but I turn around and I obnoxiously go, and then just keep walking so she just knows that we're going outside.
Well, that's just a complete evening. That's a complete evening for me then, because I hope there was somebody behind me. But yeah, of course, naturally, I'm going to trail them outside. I'll be following in his wake, so as the door's closing, I can slip by.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, as she's walking out, Willow, give me just a few seconds. I just want to check something.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
I'll be outside.
And I look around and I say, Andreas.
I grab his ass.
Good. So, mind you, she stopped me from going inside that room. I don't know if there's any way that you want to check that out while I try to get more information from her.
Okay. I'm all for a stupid idea. Let's do this.
Wait. No, I turn around. So I'm heading back out.
Yep.
I'm heading out in her direction where she was going. Yep. You let me know. Do you want? I don't know if you. So as I walk out, do I notice? Is it still the same way how it was presented the club, or has it changed at all? Given that it's been a little bit more time.
No, it's still the same club. It's still mostly women. It's a little bit slower vibed right now, but you do see there's a gentleman now behind the bar, kind of talking to the bartender that was there before, Natalie. And he kind of like sees you walking out, and he kind of gives you a nod.
He sees me walking out and gives me a nod.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize this gentleman?
Give me a wits and awareness roll.
Of course. You can't just tell me anything.
It's better than actually having to remember this, man.
That is true.
Yeah.
So I still have hunger 1. So
you are still a hunger 1. You haven't done anything stupid yet.
So, this is going to be how the rolls are today. So I have 3 on the hunger, 10, 7, 3, and 2 ones.
Okay. You recognize him from somewhere. Maybe in Elysium, maybe some gathering. And sure enough, it is the last Elysium, the one where Geraldine was impaled, or staked, and you remember seeing him there. You remember him presenting a child. For the life of you, you can't remember his name, though.
Right, but the child that he was presenting, that was... And I'm trying to remember now, from the Elysium. That child was the one that was presented that to be Alfred's daughter, or no?
No. It is a female, but it isn't Lydia.
It's not Lydia.
No.
Okay. And so I nod back, because why not?
Sure. Be friendly.
And okay. I'm a senator, so I'll just keep going. Yeah. But can you give me a description of him real quick?
Sure. He is about 6'2", just north of 6 foot. He's got a bit of a long, sheepish kind of hair, like just at the base of the skull, not even hitting the shoulders yet. Brownish, kind of dark chocolate hair, dark eyes. Looks like he has an eternal 5 o'clock shadow. Especially if he is what you think he is. And just kind of has this blue, red, and yellow plaid shirt with the sleeves rolled up. But looks like jeans. The few kind of like 4 top buttons of the shirt are unbuttoned. There's an undershirt that looks like it might be a Night at the Opera shirt, like a Queen shirt. But otherwise, he's a little bit on the lankier side, not really bulky.
Okay, no problem. I guess with my 2 successes, I wouldn't be able to tell any signs of life, blinking, breathing. I can't notice none of that too much as I'm walking through.
He is actually breathing. He doesn't look pale.
Okay. Could be a ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really introduced to him, so I really can't tell much other than I was kind of seething a little bit during the Elysium, so stuff happened in the Elysium.
Yeah,
so
you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff and things.
Some stuff.
Yeah, so I'll just continue walking. That's the only really thing that pops out to me, right?
Yeah, that's the only big difference, is that he's behind the bar with Natalie, and just that he kind of acknowledges you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna continue walking out then.
Yeah. You see when you get out there, Willow standing next to the door. The second you come out there, she puts a cigarette in her mouth, which, excuse me, she puts it to her mouth over the veil. Like, she doesn't remove the veil or pull the veil up to show her face. Like, she is smoking through the veil.
Classy.
Yeah, She likes a cigarette. And
okay.
As she's about to talk to you, we shift over to Andreas so we can see what's in the office, since that is something that has been left over. The door is ajar, so it's easy enough to sneak in. The guy who's in there isn't paying attention. Like, he is nose deep in a file folder, and every so often he just kind of sighs heavily and then goes back to typing out whatever he's typing. It looks like he's transposing, like he's taking whatever was written and just typing it out.
Well, let's get a peek over his shoulder for the moment. Let's see what he's currently working on.
Okay. It looks like a invoice. However, the typed version doesn't match the invoice, and it's not hard to decipher that there is coding happening.
Okay. Does it look like he's decoding it, or does it look like he's encrypting it?
He's encrypting it.
Okay. So what he's actually typing is the encrypted stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay.
But yeah,
So,
the written file folder just has different liquors, different beers, different things that are all coming out of a kind of restaurant depot. But the numbers don't match on the typed up form that he's printing up, and the codes don't match either.
Like codes? What do you mean? Like SKU codes or something like that? Like he's trying. Okay, so he's trying to make it all look like official business paperwork, but shit's not adding up. Okay. Obviously, we're living in the days before cell phones and whatnot. So, is there like a way I can try and memorize some of this stuff? At least what's getting, at least a couple things getting shifted over from one to the other. Anything, or even if I could just see anything that looks important there before I move on.
What do you think was Andreas's drink of choice before the embrace?
Whiskey straight.
Okay, so you see a brand of whiskey that you would have enjoyed, and so you kind of default to the simplest method being the whatever comes naturally to you, so you kind of memorize the information attached to that whiskey. But you're pretty sure that you can remember anything that is related to that whiskey.
Okay. So I mean, obviously I can't pull out a little pad and pen and start writing shit down right now, but yeah, so just a couple of at least code points. So if we've come across some of this printed stuff later or anything else, it just we'll have somewhere to start with it.
Sure.
Okay. But this is a mortal I'm dealing with at the computer, by the way.
Looks like it. Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave him alone for now, though. Okay. Turning my attention from him. What else is in the office?
It is a typical kind of backroom office. One of the walls has metallic bookshelves that instead of books has crates of beer. It has lined up bottles of liquor. There's a couple of bags of like oranges, like whole oranges, limes, lemons. There's a couple jars of maraschino cherries.
Wow, so like the whole pantry has like spilled over into this office.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, I mean, shows they do a lot of business.
Yeah. It doesn't look like there's a walk-in refrigerator for this place.
And that could do it, but I mean, you keep the air cold enough. It's Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not here to judge that. Strong. Okay. All right. Turning my attention back to the stuff he's typing up. Going to the stuff I memorized. What aside from like the SKU numbers or whatever, what changes from one to the other? Does it like the amounts they're supposed to be moving on the invoice?
The amounts that they ordered, the SKU, and then the amount they paid for and the amount that it retails for.
Okay, and then on the printed out stuff, are the totals dropping, or does it look like they're like diverting some of an order somewhere else?
It's weird because for some things it does go down, and for other things it looks like they're bulking up the numbers.
They're bulking up the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, well, being a smuggler, this is, I mean, yeah, they're clearly trying to get one over on somebody with the supplies.
After a moment, you see the lanky fellow that was behind the bar that I described to. Erikson comes in, just sits down across the table from the young man. He's like, "All right, Mark, what do we got? Tell me what we're looking at."
I'm also slowly, while he's talking, gonna start shifting towards the door.
Okay.
If I was looking over this guy's shoulder a second ago, guy's technically looking right at me. So
Yeah.
Kind of slide my obfuscated ass out of frame.
Yeah. And you hear the exasperated worker kind of give out another long sigh, puts the pen down, and he's just like, "Look, man, I don't know who has the other part of this code, but I'm doing what you told me to do. I'm putting in the numbers where you want me to put them in. I'm taking them out where you want me to take them out. I don't know what this means. It looks like you have plenty of stock on the shelf," and he kind of motions. You don't make any mention of the kegs here. Like, is that a thing that's on purpose? I don't want to ask too much. Like, I know that you brought me in just to take care of this paperwork, and it's trust me, I need the money. So I'm trying to straddle the line of being useful and not asking too many questions. And the lanky guy kind of leans forward. "Look, man, you can ask. I don't have to answer. And if you don't get an answer, and as long as that's good enough for you, then you can continue working here. But if you start to get that itch in the back of your head that you need to know what's going on, just know that the door is behind me." And the guy kind of nods. Like, no, I understand. It's just, I actually studied, you know, numbers. Like, I know this looks like you're trying to pull one over on somebody. Is it the supplier? Is it? And the lanky guy puts his hand up and he's like, "Mark, it looks like you're tired. Maybe you should go home for today. You done good work." And the other guy just kind of like shakes his head, like, no. I just want to make sense of it all, Mr. Bradley. I don't know. I don't know. It's just all of this seems weird. Like, you clearly have the tequila that's been invoiced, but you're making it look like you only have 2 bottles of it. Like, I don't understand. Like, why would you want more of that if you want less of something else? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And the lanky guy gets up, leans over the desk, and you hear his voice reverberate a little bit. And you just hear him.
I'm really glad I wasn't looking directly at him now.
Right? But you just hear him go home, Mark. You're done for today. And you see him kind of nod in response. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go home. I'm done for today." And he just pushes himself off of the chair and walks out.
Like, up against the wall if I have to.
Yeah.
He said there's a bunch of stock and stuff in there, so I mean, I'm making my way towards the door, but
Yep. Yeah, like he manages to walk by you without incident.
okay.
And the lanky guy kind of lets out a sigh, walks around and sits behind the desk, and you see him. After a moment, he finds where Mark left off, and he just kind of starts to make notes and start the process again.
Okay, well, I'm not going to learn any more looking over his shoulder right now. Don't need any more stealing in here. So I don't get it. Why would they be shortchanging some supplies and bulking up the others? I mean, do they have another location? Probably. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna have to go a little ballsy and just like go creeping back behind the lanky dude and actually just watch him for a few more minutes and see if I can make sense of some of these numbers.
Okay.
Not the brightest guy, but I can try.
Let's have you make a roll here.
Okay.
Let's Let's have you do intelligence and finance.
Okay. That means I'm rolling intelligence, I think. Yeah. I'm rolling a whole lot of intelligence, that's all. How smart am
Two
I?
dice.
Yeah, Erikson, we may be in trouble. All right, 1 hunger die and 1 please God.
I love that the one that does have points in finance is outside.
I mean, what you're gonna do is just
Yeah.
he also didn't have the obfuscate to slip in here.
Correct. I cannot be invisible, so you take what you get.
Yep.
Yeah.
Touche.
Well, I'm gonna take a 9 on the regular die and a 10 on the hunger die, so we're okay.
Okay.
All right. I got my high school diploma. I got my high school equivalency test in 1 roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty sure that is my character's level of education. Or no, college.
He might have taken like 1 college course and been like, there's not enough here for me.
Yeah, Uncle Sam needed me.
Yeah. So you start to look over the paperwork. You're trying to figure out what's going on. You're trying to figure out why bulk some numbers, why drop others, and there's no financial reason to literally drop your stock and inflate others, or change any of the prices when there's clear paperwork of what it actually is. And then it hits you that the brand and the combination of the brand and the numbers have to be what deciphers the code.
Okay, so the name of the brand and then the
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the name of the brand and the SKU code are the key to the cipher, or it's just, and the amounts are just for whatever the fuck, just to throw people off?
The amounts you imagine that the amounts might be what is the what's it called when you shift the number of shifts that take place in the cipher.
Oh, okay. So the amounts are telling you how far to move over and whatever like the brand name is to change the name or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck, whatever the information they're trying to conceal.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So definitely trying to keep that that information for myself and resisting the urge to slap this lanky guy across the back. All right. I think taking another quick look around the office as I'm slowly creeping the fuck out of here. Does anything else catch my eye on the way out, or am I just going to slowly leave this man to the most boring night of his life?
There is excuse me. There is underneath a poster of the original New Hope for Star Wars. There is a glass case that looks to have a Saturday Night Special in it.
Saturday Night Special?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of thing? Like a little shadow box, glass case, just like something like it was just a display thing for the counter?
Yeah, like there is a 38 snub nose just in a glass box for some reason.
Okay. Oriented in the room is the guy facing it? Is it
the door that leads into the room opens right towards the desk. If you're sitting at the desk, to the right is the shelves with the beer bottles, the liquor bottles, the different kind of pantry stuff. And if you're looking to the left, you'll see the poster. You'll see a couple of kegs on the floor. There's just a shelf underneath the poster where the actual gun sits. And there's a single fired casing. And then there's 5 bullets left that still have their actual...
They're like laid out next to the gun in the display?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like in front of it.
Okay. I mean, obviously, if I picked up the whole case, like the bullets would move and rattle or something like that. They're just freestanding in there.
It looks like it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The petty Ravnos in me wants that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna. This could go exceedingly bad, but that's exactly how I am.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. He didn't really have to twist my arm, but let's see what we can do. Okay, so is there anything on top of the glass case? I mean, obviously could I quietly open it up from the looks of it and just take the stuff out while the guy's not looking, or does it look like I got to take the whole case?
It looks like the seams of the 5 glass see-through portions of the case. Look at they're all molded together. But you could pick it up as like the case top.
Wait, I could open it up, or I could pick up the whole case.
The whole top of it looks like is one unit. So you can't literally open the top of it. You would have to take all 5 sides of the top of this cube.
I'd literally have to disassemble this fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so we're stealing the whole case then. How big? I mean, obviously it's a Saturday night special, so like what, the size of a lunchbox?
Yeah, just about. It's maybe about 8 inches long, about 6 inches high, and
that's fine. I'm sold.
Yeah, 5 inches deep.
Yeah, just like me. Just kidding. Okay, so let's. Do I need to make any rolls to try and get this thing out from under this guy's nose?
Yeah.
Also, and how deep is he? Like, he's deep in the paperwork right now. Is he? Again, is his attention focused in the direction of the case just by happenstance?
Every so often he'll look to the left because that's where the file folders are.
Right. Okay, but his attention's on the file folders.
Yeah, it's the file folders and then back to the typewriter.
Well, I'm gonna get Erikson an early Christmas present.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a dexterity and larceny check. Would you like to rouse to enhance your abilities, or do you think you have enough dice as is?
I'm gonna rouse just for. I mean, like, if we're gonna gamble, we're gonna fucking gamble. I'm gonna,
Okay. So go ahead and roll one die.
Okay. 8.
Okay. So you managed to dredge up the abilities of the blood without rousing the beast within. So you get an extra 2 dice.
Extra 2 dice. Okay. Still my hunger die. Okay, I got a 9 on 1 hunger die, and then 9 on the hunger die, and then 7, 9, 1, 4, and 3. So 2 more successes after that.
Okay. So 3 total.
Mm-hmm.
It is easy enough to quietly pick up this case, and you notice that the second you do pick it up, some of the bullets shift, and you very quietly start to bring it towards your core until at a certain point you're sure that it is part now of your obfuscation, and you just start to make your way out into the rest of the room.
Yeah, I mean, once we're out in the hall or out into the hustle and bustle of the place and stuff like that, then I can stuff it in my jacket and not give a fuck. But
yeah.
In the meantime, I understand that, like, I'm trying not to shake, rattle, and roll.
Yep. And as you make your way out of the office, we go back outside to where Erikson and Willow is, and I'll let you know when you can join the conversation. But Willow just kind of takes a long drag. I hope you don't mind that I was following you, Mr. Wood. Just that there's I don't trust a lot of people.
I get that, especially what's been going on recently in the past few months. A lot of things have actually changed.
I get it.
Willow, you didn't really tell me who is your childer.
His name is Thomas Jackson. we come from Salem, Virginia. Things are difficult over there. There's a lot more lupines over there than there are over here. And when the beckoning happened, we lost a lot of the people that kept them at bay, so to speak. So I felt like it was time to leave, and my primogen told me about this place that, you know, Geraldine will take care of us, that she was a fair prince.
I try not to laugh. I'm holding back the laughter as much as I can, as Willow's talking.
And then we come here, and it's the day that, you know, she gets taken out by this Ventru.
Yeah. A lot of things actually happened during that night at Elysium that effectively changed everybody's outcome, including my own. But this what's been picking at me since you've asked me to help you. I know that and this is not going to change my decision, but what does Andrew Givens fall and how does Andrew Givens fall into this, and why do you need me?
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not built to handle someone like Givens. I'm social by nature. I was a harpy back in Salem, our Salem. Sheriff Green has offered me and somebody named Melvin the position of clan whip, and this was my task. I need to bring in Andrew Givens. I was told that you have a quarrel with him, and so I was willing to trade his destruction at your hands as long as I get the glory for it.
I see. Well, I guess being Bruja's a thankless job sometimes. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, if this brings me closer to Andrew Givens and being able to snuff him out, I have no problem joining joining your adventure here. What do you know about Andrew Givens so far? As far as, do you have any information through your social circles?
I know that he's a Tremere. I know that he's been excommunicated. But I also know that there's the previous Primogen wanted him destroyed. The current one, Mr. Thompson, wants to bring him in alive.
Yeah, and you don't agree with that?
No. There's a lot I don't agree with.
It's okay. You're not the only one on that bridge. All right.
I don't know. I don't know who this Melvin is, but I don't trust him. I don't know who JJ is, but I don't trust him. I don't trust Tulip. I don't trust anyone, any of my clanmates here in the city. I'm being frank, Mr. Wood.
Right, but you'll trust me.
Well, I'll use you. Trust is something that we can talk about down the line.
Well, as long as we're being honest with each other. The only way I'm going to be able to do this if you can give me some kind of information I can work with, because I've been looking for Andrew Givens for now a good number of months. Gotten some leads, a lot of dead ends. Honestly, any little bit helps. And if you're not ready to pull the trigger, perfectly fine. That's fine. That's why you came to the bull, right? So, just point me in the right direction, or at least give me an idea of where that direction could be headed, and I'll be more than happy to help out.
Thomas and I were following some leads, and we think it hasn't been verified. Excuse me. We think we tracked him down to a shop called Blink and It's Gone. It's owned by a Frances Montgomery and her son Jason. It's a kind of antique shop that has some curios and.
Let me guess. This is in South Salem?
No, this is in West Salem.
Okay.
It's kind of there's a little section of magic tricks that you can buy, trick cards, things like that. But we think that he's been holed up in there. It's off of 8th Street and Rosemont. You want to go right now?
8th Street and Rosemont, and you said Blink and It's Gone?
Yeah.
Oh, so punny.
She kind of tilts her head to the side. She's like, I don't get it.
Don't worry. It's only for myself. So, and you're working, and where's your childer now?
He's keeping an eye on the situation. I have him following the son, Jason.
Okay. All right. And no one else has, just again, we're being honest with each other here.
Mm-hmm.
You happen to come to me just under your own agenda. This is not having to do with anybody else's request, is it?
Like I said, this is just the task that have been put down in front of me by Sheriff Green.
Yeah, pop it. Pop it. All right. Well, we'll go with what you're saying. Again, for now. Happy to be the bull at the moment. When my esteemed colleague shows up, and I start looking around, which will be, I think, any moment now.
He is literally waiting for somebody to open the door so he can sneak out.
Oh, I mean to the front door.
No, but you don't know this though.
No, I know. I don't know this.
Yeah.
So it's not like he would casually try to knock on the door or anything.
That would break his obfuscation.
Yeah.
Oh, it would?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's why I had to be. That's part of the reason I had to be so slow and careful grabbing that case. If I just yanked it off the counter, that shit would have turned off, and then I have to run.
So that means okay. So just to confirm, so good to know this.
Yeah.
So obfuscation can be interrupted if it causes it. Like for instance, if you come in contact with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if Chucklehead, when he was leaving the office, would have bumped into me, that would have broke it for him immediately, and probably the other guy a second later.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Copy that.
Yep.
All right. So, how did you arrive here? I mean, you've been following me, but you couldn't have unless you've been in the car with me as well.
No. I have a motorcycle myself.
Okay.
Like her.
All right. So speaking of motorcycle, okay, so I turn around, I'm like, we're gonna have to look for this guy. So I go ahead and I open the door so I can go inside to the bar.
Okay, so you go.
This is the door I've been waiting by.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as he leans in, give a quick squeeze on his ass and try and slip by.
Easy enough.
God damn it. Turn around. I'm like, okay, I guess we're ready to go. So the way Willow sees it is, Willow sees me walk in. I literally take a second. I kind of pucker up a moment. I look around, and then I'm like, all right, I guess it's time to go. And then I turn around and I leave out.
I'm gonna have you looking around and like reacting from getting goosed. Everyone's gonna think you're losing your shit. You can pass as a Malky in 2 months, I promise you.
Wait till you start using that actual chemistry. Then he'll really start passing.
Yeah. That needs to wait for the dramatically appropriate moment.
Correct.
That would have been how I escaped from that place had my obfuscation dropped, though.
I was waiting.
All right.
That's like run out in the hall, open the door, dragon.
Well, eventually something's going to happen where your obfuscate's just going to turn off abruptly. I already feel it. It's going to happen. So
dramatically appropriate.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I mean, obviously once they're there, if they're the only two within sight of me.
Yeah.
Shake off the obfuscate, so just drop back into their view.
Yeah. You see him. All the shadows kind of start to melt away like rainwater on a windshield, and you see him just appear out of the darkness.
The darkness. All right. All right. I'm glad you can join us. So, we got a tip. You ever heard of? Oh my God! I wrote it down. Blink and it's gone.
Blink and it's gone. I don't know. Would I have heard about that, Will?
No,
we've been around West Salem, but I may not. For all we know, we don't notice it because it's Tremere strong. It's a Tremere thing. That's just like Canites is gonna.
It isn't even like a Tremere thing. It's just it is not something that would have fallen into your purview or your wheelhouse. It is literally like just a shop for antiques, curios, and magic.
Okay, yeah. So this is just something. Yeah, this would only be on my radar if I was actually looking for Tremere and thinking they had a fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, I've never heard of this place.
Okay. And Willow, you've been there before and you've stoked out the place, right?
Yeah. I've gone by. I've seen it. It's a 4-story building. The first floor is all the shop. The 3 floors above it are apartments, and there's a basement where they keep their extra stuff.
Yeah, have you been inside?
Once, yeah, before they closed up. But they closed at 11.
Any of our kind in there when you walked in?
No.
Okay. What time is it now?
About 2.
2 in the morning?
Yep.
Yeah, they've been closed.
So they've been closed, so that's a good time to go in there. It's a good time.
No argument here.
Yep. All right. Let's go.
Before we take off, I'm gonna hit a payphone and I'm gonna have John and Myers come get my motorcycle so we can just take the car.
Okay.
My bike makes way too much noise, especially for sneaking in. Especially we're driving around West Salem at 2 o'clock in the morning, planning on breaking into a place.
That's a good point. Willow, considering you came in a bike, I think it's best that you leave it here. We just all go in one car.
Okay.
Then on my call to Myers, I tell them to keep an eye on the motorcycle that'll be parked with it.
You got it, boss.
Fantastic, thanks.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So no, let's just go. I'm not even going to try to make calls at this moment. I just want to get this shit.
I just want to be a passenger in the car so I can finally take a good look at what the fuck I took.
Yeah. In fact, I was going to probably tell you is that you should probably sit in the back, have Willow sit next to me, passenger side shotgun while I'm driving.
Works for me. I'll shoot her in the head if she fucks around.
That's the ticket. That's the
ticket.
Well, garage wire is not going to work here, so.
No.
So anyway, yeah.
So you take off for West Salem. Andreas is in the back. You have a regular Saturday night special. It is just really well maintained, really cleaned. Excuse me. But you notice that there is one casing that has been fired off already. The other 5 don't look like the regular copper jacket bullet. And as you kind of take a look at it, you bring it up to your eye, you kind of smell it. It looks like they're silver.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we are going to crack open that little. By the way, is there anything on, like, in the case, like denoting like date, a name, something, any clue to why the collector would have this in there?
Only that at the bottom of the handle, on the very bottom of the gun itself, is what looks to be a signature that starts with a W.
Okay.
And otherwise, there is a cross that has been etched into the side of the barrel. And on one side, it just has like an acid washed writing, "Only God can judge me."
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want that.
All right. Well, okay. You said there were 5 bullets total, or 6 bullets total, with one of those 6 being spent. Which,
Yeah, one was discharged, and so there are five silver bullets left.
Okay, well, I'm definitely cracking open the glass case. I'll load the silver bullets, and obviously this is going to be a backup. I'm not pulling it unless I absolutely need it, because if those are silver bullets, could come in handy on a later date, including this evening.
Hold up, but you said that it's a cross etched on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to touch it anyway.
I mean, I don't know that, but regardless,
no, you don't know that. I know you don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm also not doing show and tell from the back seat. This is just
That's true. That is true. Never mind. Keep this to myself.
But also, well, I mean, but while we are there, I'll be discussing this with you, because with this, the senatorial background and whatnot, I start explaining to him what I saw with the ciphering the codes, what seemed to be going on with this shit. We're still not sure what they're moving, but they're moving. I mean, they're either the message is getting passed forward, or they're smuggling shit around. Being a smuggler myself, some of this looks familiar.
Okay, based off of the information that he's able to give me from what he saw and what he can remember, is there any way that I can decipher something that it could be hiding?
Without visually seeing it, it's going to be damn near impossible.
Yeah, I figured. All right. So, and there was, out of all the things you could have stolen, you couldn't have stolen at least one of those sheets?
No, that's actually what he was paying attention to.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Copy
Now
that.
we know where to find that stuff on a future date. So if we happen, I mean, well, he'll be a little pissed after tonight, won't he? Depends how long it takes him to realize the gun's gone.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, again, well, how far are we from where we're at to this area?
We're headed to Blinken. It's
to where we're heading to, yeah.
Maybe about 35 minutes.
35 minutes. What are we crossing as we're going through?
You're going back down to Central Salem, heading towards the Willamette Bridge, and then crossing over into the warehouse district, so you'll be passing Gunther's.
Okay. So we're passing Gunther's. Do we see anything as we're passing through Gunther's?
Just a light on at the second floor.
Okay.
And what you know to be Otis's office.
That bastard.
I liked him.
I like him. I like him more that he's torpored.
He thinks I missed something at the Elysium.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, you pull up to the building. She kind of points it out.
There any cars in front?
No.
Is there is that whole building that it's in? Does it take up the whole entire city block?
It does not. It takes up about a little bit more than a quarter.
Does it have an alleyway in the back?
It does.
Okay. I don't want to just freaking go through the front, so obviously, I would drive around to the side to where the alleyway is.
Yeah, they have a side entrance for everybody that lives in the building, and then there's also the rear that has the fire escape.
Right. Because we have to figure out, because there's any place, even back in the 80s, has to have at least 2 exits. You got to have roughly one on 2 ways to get out of a building if you're going to pass code. So we got to just find the other entrance.
Look at the Look at the big brain on the politician.
Look at the big brain on Brad.
That
didn't come out yet.
As you cross the street, you hear Willow kind of give out one of those long wolf whistles. She puts her fingers in her mouth, and you see, almost like Andreas did earlier, out of the shadows in front of the building, you see this medium height, about 5'8", 5'9", almost 5'10" figure come out, black hair, a little bit of a mustache, like a pencil thin kind of John Waters mustache, like a 2 o'clock shadow on his face, but otherwise just kind of like 3-piece suit, but not buttoned up like everybody else. Like the vest is open, the jacket's open, tie is a little undone. Comes over and he's just like, which one's the bull? And Willow points at Erikson.
I take it you're Thomas.
He nods. Yeah.
Well, Thomas, me Bull. Call me Eric the Red.
All right. Nice to meet you. I think he's down there. I saw something moving in the window.
Thomas, you've already scoped out this place, right? I imagine.
Yeah. Top to bottom.
Okay. Can you tell me besides the obvious front, how else can we get in there?
You can go in through the back. There's a back door that leads to the trash. There's the fire escape. You can go through the fire escape. You can go up to the first apartments. There is a trash chute that shares a wall with the establishment.
So you're saying that we can so if that's connected, that means that we can get into the trash chute. We can use the trash chute. God for heaven forbid, use the trash chute to get in.
You're afraid of getting dirty?
Oh no! Like if I'm small enough to go inside a trash chute, I'll do it. If that's how we're gonna get in, but
he might have an easier time, and he points at Andreas.
All right. So let's just get to the back and see what we're dealing with here.
Okay. And you go around the back and you see that there is a door that has been painted to look like it's just a continuation of the wall. But the door handle itself is this gaudy kind of fake gold spray. And so you clearly see where the door is, even though it's been painted to look like the wall.
Okay.
Right above it is the fire escape. The ladder is kind of retracted right now.
All right. I got a bit of potence if I need to get up there. Could I?
What's your?
And more importantly, would it in the process of grabbing the fire escape, would I bring like some whole rattling set down to it, or do it look like I can grab somewhere solid to climb?
What point part do you have? You have lethal body, so you don't have soaring leap.
So that gets out of that.
So you could try to do a strength and athletics to kind of jump off of the trash bin and try to grab the ladder.
Let's explore another couple of options.
Okay.
There's brave and stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I think we should do this in a couple of ways, because I already have a feeling that this is, if this is seeing the layout and the reason why it's already been covered leads me to believe that this may be triggered somehow. So I think.
Wait, how strong are you?
My strength right now, my strength is a 3. Like, honestly, if I wanted to, I think I have a better chance of going up the fire escape than you do.
Could he toss me? Like, literally, interlace fingers, get a boot.
All right, Gimli, I need you to. This is not what you think that's gonna work. Well, try, but it's just gonna cause.
How high up is it, Will?
The ladder is about 30 degrees off its 0 point. So it's kind of swooping down a bit. It's maybe, I want to say, no more than 12 feet up.
Oh, we could do that. That's like, I could stand on your shoulders and damn near reach it.
Hold up. Thomas, have you gone up through the fire escape already?
No, I went in through the side door that lets people into the apartments.
And you got from the apartments into this shop?
No, I only speculated that you can do it.
Okay. All right.
Is that
why
something
not?
you
Let's
want
be
to do?
dumb. Why not? Let's be dumb. Yeah, let's be dumb.
Okay, I don't know how we're going to combine this to try and get me vaulted up there.
Well, strength and athletics, I imagine I would need to use.
Yep. It would be a strength and athletics for Erikson, and it would be a dexterity and athletics for Andreas to try and grab it. Do you want to use prowess?
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to rouse in order to use that.
Yep.
And I rolled a 1.
All right, so your hunger goes up. And the imagined images of what it must have taken for Gustav and his crew who have dug up your wife just to cut off her finger to use as a message start to flood your mind.
Yeah.
And you can feel the beast just snarling, just pulling at the chain that holds it in place like a wild animal. Like just this hungry dog snapping at somebody walking by. But you do get to add 2 to this roll.
So 7 total.
See what happens. You have hunger 2 now.
Yeah, I know.
Woo!
Don't remind me.
If we pull this off, drinks are on me.
Okay, so 5 and 6 on the hunger.
Okay.
2 8s, 1 9, and 2 5s.
Okay. What did Andreas get?
I got a 7 on the hunger die, and then 7, 8, 2, and a 0. So, yay.
Yeah.
4 successes.
4 successes each. Easily enough, Andreas kind of takes a few steps back, kind of squares up, shows him how to interlock his fingers so he could just kind of give him a foothold. And as Erikson brings his fingers together, you see the muscles underneath his shirt just flex to the point where the actual threading starts to pull, and the shirt is incredibly tight on him. It's almost like it's those people that buy mediums to look extra swole. Like the buttons are straining to hold on.
Yeah, like The Rock tried on David Spade's shirt.
Yeah. And as you come running over, as you kind of like rush up and put your foot in his cradle, he tosses you up. And you go flying up towards this thing. And there is the first hand grabs, and as it starts to swing down, the second hand just clamps down on the next rung, and there is that heavy sound of metal crashing against metal as the fulcrum comes to a stop, and there's a shake That but you have brought down the ladder.
Yeah. Great. Exactly what we wanted. For that, we should have just rolled horribly and just tossed him into the damn thing, so it would have fallen anyway.
No, actually, for that I should have actually remembered something that didn't used to be a part of Ravnos's power, but now is.
Yep.
Oops, a little late for that shit.
That's fine.
Should have silence. How is the silence like a field still, like it used to be?
No, it's just you.
It's just okay. No, never mind. Then it wouldn't work. Okay.
But you do have access now to the apartment building.
Yes. There you go.
So
I look down with an exaggerated glance at everybody, and go. Also, I am making an attempt to actually even kick on the silence if I have to, just so they don't hear me clanking up the stairs.
Yeah, sure. You kicking on silence of death actually does quiet your climbing. Everybody else does make some squeaking at a certain step, but it's not too pervasive. The fire escape leads to the hallway, and you can see that there is only one apartment that is at the end of this hallway, but the door at least is at the end of the hallway. The next apartment is about 10, 12 feet down the hall before it has a door to its entrance.
So we only see 2 doors, in other words.
Right now, yeah, and then the hallway kind of tilts to one side.
Okay.
Like it cuts to the right.
Right. And like in relation to where we walked in through from the fire escape to the door. In other words, I just want to make sure that I want to go towards the direction where we were leading from to the door on the first floor. In other words, hopefully that would entail that going that way would bring us down towards at least an area where the store is.
Okay. If you go down the hall, you make the right, and then you make a left, you'll see that there is a hallway where the elevator shaft is. It's a single elevator, and across from it you can see the shaft of the garbage disposal, the garbage chute. And Thomas kind of points at it, and you see him start to climb into it.
Cool. You got this. I don't even got to tell him nothing. Go, Thomas. Go, Thomas. Go.
Yeah.
So, the elevator shaft, right? Mm-hmm. It's operational.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you open the door, when I open the elevator door, I want to look into it, see if there's any buttons that would distinguish first floor lobby. Has any description, indication of these floors? For instance, first floor happens to be the entrance plus the store entrance or something like that?
No, it just has L, 2, 3, and 4.
L, 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go to L.
Okay. Are you just going by yourself, or?
I don't know. I look at everybody else and I go, I honestly think that this would be a good time for everybody that can be invisible to be invisible.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah. Willow will go down the hall, and once she's out of your line of sight, she'll become invisible.
Yeah. I'm like, I gotta go do the same thing. I can't. You can't watch. I can't.
Okay. So it's like okay, I get you.
Yeah, it's not actual invisibility. It's a Jedi mind trick on everybody around you.
Yeah, but you do see the elevator kind of shift with a new weight. Even though nobody walked in. And after a moment, you see Andreas kind of go down the hall. Go ahead and give me your rouse check for becoming invisible. Yeah. But then you will see another kind of shift in weight of the elevator.
7.
Okay. So again, you pull on the shadows without pulling on the beast inside.
Mm-hmm. This time, yeah, as I pass Erikson, just a light tap on the shoulder and then step into the elevator.
Yep.
I'm a little disappointed.
So
whatever. I hit the L. Yeah, you gotta keep guessing. Yeah. So hit the L.
Yeah. You go down and excuse me. There is a lobby. There is this nice double door that leads out to that side alley that leads to the other building next door. There is this kind of poster for what you imagine it was the first advertisement for this building. But then you also see that the store does have a glass door that kind of looks locked and has the store hours on it.
Okay.
They're open 11 to 11.
I want to go up to the door,
Mm-hmm.
the glass door, and obviously it's going to be locked. I'm gonna look in around the door frame, considering it's glass, I can see in. So around the door frame and around the sides, I want to see if I see any wiring, anything that would show that this has a trigger onto it, as far as for an alarm.
Make a wits and awareness roll.
Of course.
Can I help with this?
You can make your own wits and awareness roll. Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's
all right. 6 and a 10 on the hunger die.
Ooh.
And then 4 7s. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
I will never. Why do I do it now? And then when we're gonna get into a fight, it's like ones.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Okay, 3 on the hunger die. 2, 5, 4, 9, and 10.
Okay.
Wow, these are really nice die. I'm going to use these a lot more.
Until they betray you, and then you hate.
Yeah, until they betray me.
Yep. So the two of you look around. At one point, Erikson, Andreas looks like he sees something, and Erikson kind of walks over and just wipes the window, and it's actually just a few hairs. There is no wiring attached to the door in any way, shape, or form.
Cool.
All right. Now the next step is who can pick a lock? Because either that or I smash the door and we're just running in.
Can I give it a shot? Well, I don't really have the tools to it, do I? Never
mind. After a moment, you hear a thud, and then the door opens, and you see just that sliver of light turn into a cone, the shadow of Thomas coming out, and the door closing behind him, and you see him kind of meander out from the trash room over to the door, and he kind of waves at the three of you. Oh, he waves at Erikson.
Hello. Come here. Come here. Open this damn door.
He makes his way over to the door. He looks at it. And you just see him flick the lock to the left, and you hear it unlock, and he pushes the door, and you hear doom.
Damn handy.
No, but was that a noise like doom doom type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have noticed that in my rolls. No, I wouldn't have noticed any wiring that would have triggered a noise. No,
we didn't notice it.
I mean, I thought you meant alarms, not mundane things like, hey, there's a customer.
Like, why would I care if something would make noise when I'm going to try to be Mission Impossible? No,
you're not a ninja.
Don't worry about it. I'm
not a ninja.
If anybody finds us, I'm invisible. I'll be just fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So anyway, door opens. I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm just gonna start. We've already made 2 noises at this point. We've made a noise outside, and now we've made a noise walking into the actual fucking building. So
Maybe keep one of your weapons at the ready.
It's always on me. So, I'll with that I look at everybody. Do
Thomas?
I see it's? I'm sorry.
At just Thomas?
No. Well, yeah, that's right. I look around and then I look at Thomas. I'm like, let's try to be quieter than that. So, so so please. So I walk as I walk in. Everything is dark, obviously.
Mm-hmm. There's little slivers of light from the streetlights outside that kind of help to illuminate some of the store, but the majority of it is dark. Yeah.
How many mirrors are in this place?
Oh, 3?
Yeah, just 3. Cool. Cool. All right.
But they're not next to each other. They're all like scattered around the floor.
Strategically placed. Correct. I got you. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, they are to help with cutting down on shrinkage.
No. I know. Of course, for that, but also for other things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I gesture to Thomas, and then I look around like this, and I gesture saying, be mindful of any mirrors that we see here, and I literally point at the 3 that I'm able to see.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to look for the back room.
You look around, you snoop around for a little bit, and you do find it because there's a sliver of light. There's a little thin line of light coming from the bottom of it.
Does the door look like it's closed, or is it ajar?
It's closed.
Can I hear anything from inside?
Muffled voices. Sounds like they're far away.
Muffled voices, so it sounds like more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. I grab the doorknob, turn it.
It is unlocked.
Is by any chance does the door open towards me or away from me?
It opens in, so away from you.
So away from me, so it goes inside. All right, so there's no way I can even get to. Cool. So this is probably going to be the creakiest fucking door that we're ever going to get into. I already feel it. Yeah. Everybody else, I don't know where anybody else is. So, nope. Except for Thomas, I can see Thomas. Yep. Thomas is the only one. He's just like, hey, what's up, guys?
Well, since I'm following behind Erikson, I can actually keep a hand on his shoulder just so he knows.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember old military training, clearing a building, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I already told Thomas about the mirrors, to look over the mirrors. I already said that out loud. I'm hoping that somebody takes that cue. Because I don't want to talk any more than I need to, because we're really close to this door. So, yeah, why not? I'm gonna just casually walk in.
Told you I'd be a bad influence on this guy.
Yeah, the door opens, no noise, and you can see that there is a bit of a green room. There's a small table. There's a kind of toaster oven on the counter, a little fridge. There is another door that's labeled storage, and underneath the label for storage is labeled basement.
Cool.
And that you see that there's another light underneath that as well.
Okay, so looking around in this place inside the green room, besides of the innocuous things, anything left here letting me know? Purse, anything that would show that somebody was in here recently? Cigarette butt, anything.
Even or odds in your favor?
Cool. Even.
2. There is a packet of almost empty Marlboro Reds.
Hold up. Do I know anybody I know this is going to be seem far-fetched. Do I know anybody as far as because the last time I was inside a green room, somebody was smoking, turned it off, said they acted like they were one person, and then escaped. So, does that recall the what is it? The horn section? I believe it was called the horn section.
Yeah, the horn section. Good time.
Yeah.
There is a very similar perfume in the room.
Está bien. All right, we're on the right track.
And actually, yeah, the second that you would have come around to the building, Andreas's pocket would have started to feel warm.
My pocket.
Yeah. Do you remember what's in your pocket?
I have a lot of pockets and a lot of guns in them. Are we talking the 38 special?
No.
No. I want you to think of something.
Okay, so do I notice this?
It has gotten warmer the more you've moved towards this basement.
Yeah, so slipping that thing out of my. I mean, obviously I can't show it to him right now, but just
You're just whipping it out. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I'm hidden behind obfuscate, it's not. Yeah, it's not a crime that way.
Yeah.
I don't have to join any uncomfortable lists.
You know how many Malkavians just sit in the park obfuscated masturbating, bro?
Oh man.
Yeah,
anyway,
and do nothing about it.
Yeah, they call it a daisy chain.
Oh my God, this is getting worse. Anyway, so getting towards the door.
Yes.
Getting towards the door.
Okay. Will, quick refresher. Who gave me that coin again?
It was the new Tremere Primogen.
Right. This was to hunt Andrew, of course.
Yeah. Richard Steven Thompson.
That's right. Thompson. Thank you, Thompson. Okay. I stop Erikson for a second. Had I told him about this coin before? I don't think I've told him about the coin yet.
You told him that you had something that could help you find Givens, but you never told him what it was.
Okay, so yeah, I stop Erikson. I pull close to his ear. I was like, Andrew's definitely here.
I would agree with you on this for certain. In this green room, is there a mirror?
No.
No.
And it's odd for a green room.
Exactly. Okay. I'm not going to open the door, but I'm going to get to the door. Obviously, the noises are louder in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to discern any voices now?
It's two male voices.
Okay. Two male voices. I don't recognize these voices.
Not with how muffled they are past the door.
Okay. Considering that the shadows are moving underneath the door frame, I imagine that they're closer to wherever. Is it swaying back and forth, or is it just a static light? So that lets me know whether or not they're walking around.
No, it's moving back and forth, and it's erratic. It's not paced.
Right. So it's not like it's like a fan or anything. This is them moving. It's people moving. And considering that it's in storage, they're moving something. So okay. But it sounds muffled, it sounds far away.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that because I'm not at the basement yet, so if we open the door, there's probably going to be stairs then, which is great because I'm going to make a whole lot of fucking noise. Yeah. Let me check if the door's locked. I want to turn the the knob.
Turns all the way to the left.
Does it feel locked?
It does not.
Before I open the door, do I see any wires that whether or not would be an alarm or a ding dong? Hello.
On this side there are none.
You sack of shit.
On this side there are none.
Okay.
All right. On this side there are none. Thanks.
That is sensible alarm design, no matter.
Yeah, that's true. It seems innocuous.
Yeah.
So
Seems clear.
Seems clear.
Every building I've burned down from the Tremere seemed innocuous before I set it on fire.
Sure. I mean, okay. So, I turn to the darkness that's behind me, and I whisper, "Your call at this point, whether I'm going up or you are first."
Thomas kind of shrugs at you. I mean, I can go if you need me to.
Oh, Thomas is there? I thought Thomas was invisible.
No.
Well, you're whispering to the darkness. I mean,
right? Because I'm in essence, I'm whispering to you because I don't know where the hell you are still.
Remember that the little hand touching your shoulder. That's how you know. That's
okay.
Yeah, when you're not looking. Like I said, this is army training.
Thomas, I honestly think that the person that would be less seen should go first.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that would probably be smart.
Yeah. You see him step back, and he takes off the right hand side of his jacket, and he pulls forward this Ithaca shotgun, and he takes off the other side of his jacket, and he just kind of, you hear that.
No. It just, and I look at him, I go, I appreciate the enthusiasm. But the bull is not going to go into the china shop until the last moment. So I need you to just stifle your enthusiasm while we're about to enter this place. But I appreciate it. And my eyes are as big as they possibly can. I'm like, the Bruja's telling you to relax, so relax, please.
He sits down on one of the chairs that's there. Okay.
Appreciate it. So, and I go to the direction of where the arm is touching me. I go, it's all you, sir.
It's me. All right. I also have a really shitty idea for when I see somebody then.
Okay.
Wait, hold a sec.
Not that kind of a shitty idea.
No. How about this? So for obfuscate, you can't make small taps. You can't do anything like that.
It's if I squeezed your shoulder too hard with that on, that could kill it. Like the light touches and things like that, stuff that doesn't disturb too many things, that doesn't fuck with my obfuscate. If you open the door and I crept through, like that kind of thing, but if like I open the door by myself, that might depending on how fast I do it, that could turn my shit
right.
off.
So like for instance, there's no way that you can. Okay, I got it. Never mind. I'm gonna open the door. You're gonna walk in, and I'm gonna give you 5. I'm gonna count 2 5. And after 5, if I don't feel a rush of wind coming back towards me, that means that you have continued to move. So it is okay for me to go behind you.
This doesn't feel like bait at all.
Not at all.
So you swing the door open, and there is a stairway. It's a 2-part stairway. There's a landing. On the landing, there is a full body mirror, and then you can see the reflection of what looks to be 2 people off in the behind you on the lower level. You can see more mirrors down there.
How many total?
From the reflection, you can count at least 6.
Cool. Okay, not good. Oh wait, 6, and then the one that I'm originally seeing their reflections from. So 7 total.
Yeah,
7 total. Okay.
Am I able, after the 5 seconds as he's walking down, am I able to see that large mirror?
Yeah, it's on the landing. So
it's on the landing. I'm going to turn around to Thomas. I go, Thomas, your job above anything else. You see a mirror when I call it, and you'll know when I call it.
Yeah, when the shit jumps off.
When the shit jumps off, you're going to smash every mirror that you possibly can.
Every mirror.
With shotgun or without.
You got it.
Thank you, sir. Now, so I'm going right in. I'm walking in behind him. Can I use Cat's Grace just to walk? Well, no, that's only for balance, so it wouldn't stop noise.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to be as stealthy as I can then.
As you open the door, you do finally get to hear the kind of clear discussion that's been happening. And you hear, look, come on, man. I got you what you wanted. There's 2 of them. This has to be worth a drink.
Do I recognize the voice?
You don't. And then you hear Andrew Givens, as I've told you before, I require more than what you have given us. This is paltry by the standards I need. And the guy's like, listen, I can make more. Just need some time. Give me a day. I'll bring you more. Just I need a drink. And then you hear a heavy sigh. At this point, Andreas can see that excuse me, it is Andrew Givens. He's talking to what looks to be a mortal who is dressed in a light jacket, kind of regular t-shirt, kind of 3 or 4 colored t-shirt, jeans, sneakers, but he's holding what looks to be these 2 Rubik's cube sized energon cubes. They just seem to be glowing with this dark pink, light purple color. And, he picks one up from the other. He shows that there's 2 of them. And after a moment, Andrew Givens is just like, fine, I require the other 2 tomorrow, though. The latest. I know where you live. And I will hunt you down if I have to, Mr. Wilkinson. So yeah. Listen, Andy, trust me. I got you. Okay, just thank you. And he puts the 2 cubes on a table. And at that point, you see in what might be the creepiest display of power that Andreas has ever seen from a non-Semitzi, Andrew Givens literally grabs his finger and pulls it into a sharpened point and then jams it into his wrist and climbs up towards his elbow, and you just see him give up his vein to this human who starts to drink greedily.
Do I see this at some point?
No, you can only see the bottom half of their feet coming together.
Okay, am I getting you?
Okay. I can I sense Erikson moving in, because obviously the guns are coming out now.
Yeah. You see the first step take place, and from his angle, he can't see what's going on. So you're the only one that has seen the transaction happen.
But it's still happening, though.
Yeah.
Right. So at this moment, what you're saying. So at this moment, he is right now giving blood to this jerk, this other jerk, and yeah. I can't. I have to wait until I know what's going on. So
a quick question, Will. How the mirrors? Are the 6 mirrors? They're surrounding these guys in the room. Like, are they on the wall? Are they freestanding?
No, they have been painstakingly placed in a hexagonal shape, and
on purpose.
And each of them, as you can see now, each of them inside the circle, each inside the hexagon, each of them has a different rune that has been kind of spray painted onto the rug.
Yeah.
Spray painted onto the rug in front of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which can only assume means different location or different or can mean a number of things.
Okay. Will, I think I'm going to have some fun with these guys right now, and this will also be a good signal for Erikson to to come charging.
Okay. What do you want to do?
All right. Well, let me see. It might be time for that lovely Fata Morgana.
Oh, it's Pajanga time.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's Johnny Cash this shit. I want a burning ring of fire, but can I make it look like the symbol on the floor and in front of all the mirrors? Can I make it look like they've caught fire?
Sure. You wanna affect sight and sense, or sound as well?
Let's make this as realistic as possible. Let's make it as realistic as possible. So, sight, sound, and sense.
Okay.
If I can. We're about to find out, aren't we?
Yeah. Every sense you want to affect increases the number of successes that you wanna have to roll. So
okay.
And there's let me ask. Oh, I don't even. Never mind. I don't know that this is going on.
You're about to see one of the most frightening things you've seen, and you're not even going to realize. You're not even going to realize it's me that did it.
Cool.
Yeah. Erikson can sense Thomas like lined up right behind you.
Good.
Like he is. It is like he is almost ready to jump out of this plane with you.
No, I already feel that Thomas is the guy that's like you know, he is the overprotective child. He's the overprotective one for Willow, and is like, I will do anything to protect this person.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of somebody.
Yeah, does he?
Yeah, does he? Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Like everybody under my command.
So anyway, yeah, let's do this. What's the rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do I need to do to set shit on, or to pretend to set shit on fire?
It's gonna be a resolve and obfuscate roll.
Okay, so resolve. Is it on another page? Oh, there it is. Resolve. Haha. Resolve and what?
And obfuscate.
Resolve and my obfuscate. Okay, and that's obfuscate 3. So. Oh, here we go.
All right, man. If you need to use willpower, use it now.
That's a very good point. Yeah, let me bust.
Willpower lets you re-roll any up to 3 non-hunger dice.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can actually wait to see what my roll is first, and then burn the willpower point, or
yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, here's hoping I don't have to do that shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
6 on the hunger die. 7, 6, 8, and 4.
Okay. So do you want to spend a willpower point to re-roll that 4?
Yeah, I'll burn a will. You know, I haven't. This is kind of important to get Andrew. So yeah, I'll do that to re-roll the 4.
Okay.
1, please. 8.
Okay. So let's have.
I want that whole 80. I want that 80 sound effect, like.
Yeah. Since Erikson can see this in the reflection, let's have him make a resolve and composure roll. As the sudden look of fire in the reflection, like a bonfire, especially kicks off your Roshrek fear. But it is reflection.
You said resolve and composure?
Yeah. It is reflection, so it doesn't have the same effect that it would have on Andrew Givens.
Okay. There we go.
Hitting his pants right now. My man Andrew's going to be blooding his britches.
Oh yeah. He excuse me. He knee-jerk pulls his hand away from this kid, this guy, and starts to immediately back away from the mirrors into the rear corner. You notice that the kid looks confused.
That's fine. I don't give a fuck about the kid. Obviously, next chance I get, I'm putting one into Givens' head.
Okay.
I got 9 and 8 on the hunger and a 2.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to take a shot at the guy.
No.
Oh wait, my turn. Hold on.
No.
I have a couple of options, and one of the things I'm really good at is grappling.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
So getting my hands on a guy.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
The kid kind of makes his way over to Andrew. He's like, "Hey, it's all right. It's okay." And you see him. He touches the top of the side of his head, the kind of like the temple area. And after a moment, Andrew's just like shakes his head, blinks a couple times, and he's just like, "Fucking chemistry."
All right, putting one right in his head.
Right. Are you firing from the hip, or are you aiming and firing?
Well, I'm aiming and firing.
Okay. That's going to be a composure and firearms.
Where is my composure?
Wait. So, what did you tell me what happened when I saw this? Because I rolled out of the 2 successes.
The fire coming up, you can feel Thomas immediately back away from you. At the same time, you kind of have this hesitation of going down there since there is this new bonfire, and that can kill you. So there is the initial need to go downstairs to handle Andrew Gibbons has been replaced with the innate fear of that is something that could lead to instant death and final death for you, something that you can't heal. But then you also hear a firearm go off, and as it does, Andreas's obfuscation is broken. It is not like how he normally does it, where he allows himself to be seen. Like, this is harsh. This is like a stained glass window of shadow being broken away and just revealing him. And there's the last little bit of that muzzle flash. Excuse me. As his first shot goes off.
All right.
You aiming at the kid or you aiming at Gibbons?
I'm aiming at Gibbons right now. He's the one who goes fucking pouring through mirrors as quick as he can.
Yep.
All right, yeah. So let me see. You said composure plus firearms, 7 on the hunger die, and then 6, 6, 9.
Okay, standing real fine. That's 4 successes. I doubt I can match that. I don't match it. So you hit him. You got 2 threshold over. You're doing a small. What is it? It's 45. It's a medium.
45.
That's a medium. That gives you, I believe, 4 more. So you're doing 6 points of damage, halved. That does 3 to Gibbons. It takes a hard hit. And the kid screams out, "Whoa, whoa, what the fuck?" You see him rush over to the table, and he puts his hand on one of the cubes, and you see
the
kid, the kid, and you see Gibbons screech out, "Leave it! They're mine! Find a way out!" And at that point, you see the kid just break one of the chair legs off as he smashes it against the wall, and as the splinters of the chair kind of go flying in every direction, you notice that the chair leg isn't a chair leg anymore. It looks like a full-on Roman gladius.
Ew.
Okay.
But you see him start to make his way over to the mirrors.
The kid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I honestly, at this point, since this is all happening, I'm just saying.
Also, I was gonna bring this up a minute ago with the okay, since Gibbons clearly isn't being affected by the illusions anymore, I'm not keeping the effort to keep them up.
Okay.
So the flames could just diminish.
All right. So at this point, Erikson sees the flames kind of snuff out. He sees the movement going around. Andreas can see Gibbons kind of walk over to the table and grab one of the cubes. And he just holds it up to his chest.
I need to shoot this motherfucker again.
Well, before you do that,
Erikson,
see with the fire going down, I literally scream out, "Steal your resolve, boy! Shoot! Shoot the mirrors now! Smashy smash!"
Yes.
And I'm literally taking out. I realize I don't have cat's grace. I actually have rapid reflexes. I forgot. My apologies. And I'm wanting to go ahead and just take out the two guns, the two revolvers that I have on my back, and literally try to go down and shoot at specifically the mirrors closest to where Andrew Gibbons or this lack of a better term, bag of crap is at, so that I can make sure they don't go through it.
Okay. So immediately as you come down to the landing, you hear the heavy blast of the shotgun go off, and right behind you, the mirror shatters.
Awesome.
And Thomas is standing at the top of the stairway, kind of like
one down, 6 to go.
Kind of like Ash in Army of Darkness, and he just cocks it again, just. Ooh, yeah.
Hail to the king, baby.
It's the 1980s. He can actually be doing a Macho Man Randy Savage, and it's not inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see Gibbons just starting to push this cube into his body, and the veins around wherever he is pushing them into, you see them start to kind of pop with this hot pink, very neon purple color. And his eyes start to kind of get the same color. He looks over in your direction. He's just like, I will be rid of you two permanently.
All right, can I? If he's had the time to say this, can I rush over and start something?
You can take your other shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my other shot for sure.
Do it.
All right, composure and firearms again.
Yep. Yeah. If you're aiming, it's composure firearms.
All right. Definitely aiming. I was like composure. I was like all these new stats. I'm like, right. You, since you were showing a 1 when I held you. Okay, 5 on the hunger die, 7, 1, and 8.
Yep. You see him. Oh my god. He tries to get out of the way while still trying to push this cube into his body. So you got 1 over him. He did 5, so he takes another 2.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You see him just kind of angrily open his other fist, and he just kind of comes towards you, hand outstretched. You can just see tendrils of black blood kind of popping out of certain parts of his skin, almost like some dark Cthulhu-esque cultist. There's just these black, sharpened tentacles coming out of like.
Right. And he's coming through. Okay, so if he's coming at me, can I just kick the ever-loving fuck out of that energon cube he's starting to push in his body? Like, not to push it in. I mean, literally to knock it to the side, knock his arm away from it. Just poof, hard as I can. If he's coming, especially because I'm pretty sure I don't want him touching me with the bad man.
It's the bad touch. Yeah.
Seriously.
So your next action can be the keep that away. What does Erikson want to do?
Oh, I already see him motioning towards Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
And what about douchebag McGillicuddy? Is he still trying to leave?
The kid actually has gotten to the center of the mirrors, and you see that he has stabbed the sword into the floor. There's a heavy crunch, almost like something wooden but very thin, and then the sound of very clearly some kind of flesh and bone being torn asunder. And
some human sacrifice shit.
Mm-hmm. And sure enough, as that happens, there's a moment where you see this strange image. Both of you notice that the background around him starts to take on this very tapestry-like feel, almost like a rug being woven. And every pattern that's there, it's just kind of like threading. And he takes the sword and he throws it. And as he throws it, you see it go flying towards Givens. And it cuts the threading around Givens. And as it does, you see him scream out in pain.
That's the what around him?
The threading around him.
Oh, like the tapestry weird thing or kind of imagery we're getting.
The sword flies into the background of the tapestry, and as it lands, you see that it doesn't look like a gladius anymore. It actually does look like the chair leg, and the kid yells out, "Sorry, man, you paid your price." And he touches one of the mirrors, and all of the mirrors at the same time shatter. And as they do, he is replaced with the shattering pieces.
And there's no way that I can take off any kind of shot while this is happening. Because that's a lot of cinematic movement that's going on here.
Who do you want to try to shoot at?
When he damaged Andrew Givens, obviously he knows something. So I want to take a shot at douchebag McGillicuddy now. No, this is... I already see that Andrew Givens is on his last leg. And
he's had 2 bullets and this kid has had none. We need to make things even and fair in this world.
Because I need to know answers. Because obviously, the way that Erikson's looking at this is, yeah, he's been spending this whole time trying to get to Andrew Givens. However, this kid, the seemingly immortal, knows a lot more than he should. Damaged a kind, and then is trying to escape in the same fashion that Andrew Givens is trying to leave. So no, let me at least take this guy down, because he's got to know more.
Take a shot. Yeah. Are you aiming or are you firing from the hip?
Oh, I'm aiming.
Right, compose your firearms.
I am aiming. Oh, boo. Composure, firearms. So that's 2 and 1, 3. Shoot. There's nothing. Let's see.
Well, you can.
Oh my God. Both. Oh my God. I don't know if this is a good thing or not.
Yep.
You want to take a guess on what the 2 10s landed on?
Your hunger dice?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So just tell me the craziness that I'm about to have everybody endure now.
You fire, and you notice the kid kind of look in your direction as the muzzle flash happens, as the bullet is flying out of your gun, and he just shakes his head at you. And what should have been a clear, like, center of mass shot flies wide, like impossibly wide. And you see it just kind of dig itself into one of the walls. And the kid finishes his action, just kind of like looks at you, shakes his head one last time, and then he vanishes in the shattering of the mirrors. And as he does, the tapestry settles. Reality goes back to normal, and you see that Andrew Givens is lying on the floor, bleeding, and there's what looks to be this desiccated, almost grasshopper humanoid about his size that is removing the husk that is Andrew Givens from himself. And you just hear him chittering away in some forgotten abyssal language. Would Andreas take another shot at this, or is this worth keeping around?
Hold up.
I'm holding off for a second because I'm processing what the fuck happened.
So,
but obviously, gun is still pointed at grasshopper thingy.
Yeah.
Chitty bang bang. But
yeah. Is Erikson gonna take a shot?
Yeah. Hold it up. Wait. Give a second. I just rolled a messy critical. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy's happening
so far.
Okay, so that happened, and I look over and I see essentially just this body was shed of the skin, and out came out a grasshopper.
Mm-hmm.
That is the size of myself.
Yeah, the size of Andrew Gibbons.
Yeah, think those bugs in like the movie Mimic, where they were like the giant like roach things that were.
I'm not gonna take a shot. No, I'm going to rush at this thing.
Okay.
Very similar to what I did to the riot gear.
Yeah.
To the riot squad. But I'm actually gonna tackle it down.
Okay. So make a strength and brawl check.
And could I click on prowess as well with that?
I believe so.
I believe so too.
It is unarmed damage, yeah, so you could make a rouse check.
Ooh. And that's a 6.
Okay.
Okay. So that adds 2 more die. You said strength and what?
And brawl.
So 5, so 7. 3 and 9 on the hunger. 10, 9, 9, 4. So that's 3 successes. I'm going to willpower.
Remember, you can only willpower non-hunger dice.
Correct. And my hunger dice were crap. So I re-rolled. So now instead I have... Yeah, so now I have 4 successes. I got 1 extra one.
Okay. You manage to tackle this guy right as you hear the thundering crack of Thomas's shotgun. And you manage to save this thing from being exploded from a short range, kind of point blank shotgun blast.
Yeah, and I'm squeezing the life out of it so that it can stop chittering for a moment. So I am pretty much grip. I have bear hugged it at this point, and I am still waiting on when this messy critical is going to go into effect. So
yeah, but you see it kind of stop chittering as you hear the crunching sound of its exoskeleton being crushed, and then inside its insectile mandible, you see the bottom one kind of slide down and back and reveal a very human mouth, and you see it just clamp down on your shoulder, and you can feel this thing starting to feed off of you.
Oh, well, yeah, guys, you better hurry up. It's something I'm about to...
Thank you for grappling it, because I could just put the gun to its head and trigger.
Yeah. And so your hunger will go up by 1 as it drinks off of you.
Oh, you did that on purpose.
Yeah.
And
so I'm bleeding out of my eyes at the moment.
Oh, because you have
4 hunger now.
You're 4 hunger. And the stigmata has kicked in.
Yep.
So you're bleeding from wounds that never happened on your hands and your feet. Your shoes are getting sticky and soggy. And as you are coming to terms with your God-given curse, you hear the gunshot go off right next to your ear. There's a ringing, and this thing's head just explodes outward, and it slumps down. And you hear Thomas. I think that got him.
I'm laughing for that. I'm like, I think you're right.
And I literally am just laying there at this point with the shotgun, with the firing off, and out of pure anger, if nothing else, I am continuing to squeeze until my arms touch to both sides.
And as you cut this thing in half with just the sheer strength of your forearms and biceps, I think this is a good point to call it for tonight. So, as always, if you like what you're seeing, you like what we're doing here, please think about following. If you have the means, please think about jumping on board as a subscriber. Like I said before, this whole month we are fundraising for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. There's a link in the Twitch chat right now that'll take you over to where you can find information about what they're doing. There's a link so you can donate if it's within your means. There's also links going up for all of our friends, the family members that do fantastic World of Darkness stuff, like the McStabber Studios, who have initiated this Game Pink cooperation. There's also the fabulous variety streamers that have been friends of the channel for some time. Be aware if you're missing out on any of the episodes, you can always check on YouTube. There's a back catalog there of all our stuff, all the way back to the session zeros. Please, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, get yourself vaccinated, as we are still not out of the woods yet, and there's not enough people that are taking part in what needs to happen, which is to get vaccinated so we can eradicate the disease. So please continue to wash your hands, continue to keep your distance, continue to wear your masks in public so you can help out. If you need any help with mental health and you're watching live, be aware that there are some helplines going up right now because mental health is part of our general health and we shouldn't take it lightly. If you are a friend or family member of somebody that is usually a strong personality, I urge you to kind of check in on them, because you never know how much you can change the trajectory of somebody's life with a simple hello or how are you, or just a small chat here and there. If you're not in the United States, there's a link as well going up so you can find the resources you need in your area. And as always, I will see you here on this channel next week for our Camarilla chapter, as there will be no Star Wars this week, since I was invited to participate in a werewolf game celebrating the 20th anniversary new book that has come out over at Onyx Path. So you can find us there, or you can find us tomorrow. You can find me storytelling Mage the Ascension 2nd edition over at McStabber Studios for our 2nd season called Tempest, Neon Tempest rather. And it takes place almost 2 years after the 1st season, so things in Miami are a little strange. So hopefully you can join us for either one of those, or all of them if you are so inclined. But please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you when I see you.